Thank you so much for coming to my channel. We are going to do the tutorial for the burlap banner with heat transfer vinyl from the Silhouette Life Inspiration Box March 2018 box. This month's theme is Home Sweet Home. We've been making a lot of antique burlap type things and I love it. They can also double as Easter decorations. It's been awesome. So for this project from this month's box, you'll need the burlap banner kit that came included, and you'll need the black Cameo US HTV. And then from your own stash, you'll need an adhesive. So I'm using a glue gun and a pair of scissors. So once you have all of those ready, go ahead and open up your design studio and let's get our cut file ready. So as you can see, I have the tutorial pulled up here and then my design studio pulled up here. You're going to scroll down to the bottom of the tutorial to get the studio format or SVG. Just click on them, download them, click on them. It'll open in your studio. So I am going to go ahead and I want the Happy Easter one. So I'm going to delete these off. I already saved it in my library. She already has it sized, but if you're doing your own letters, this will help you size how you want it, a 5x4 square. So I'm going to do Happy Easter. So then what you're going to want to do is, let's see, I'm going to follow along. You're going to mirror it. So object mirror, flip horizontally. I'm also going to ungroup it because I need to fit it better on here. So I'm going to try to fit it as much as I can on here. So I'm going to go H, A, P. And I have the nesting tool, but for those that don't, just go ahead and do this. Just try to fit them in, wherever you can. But we are using this HTV for other projects. That's why we're kind of trying to get it closer. So this is what you're going to do here. The other thing you can do if you have nesting is come over here to the nesting panel. Use cut area nest. There you go. That's how it fits the best. I'm just going to go back. I think I like it the way I had it. So what I am going to do though, little trick of the trade, is just rotate your letters and then see how I can get another one up here, and then I can fit this R here, and then I'm just going to rotate this E. And it's still mirrored, so you don't have to worry about that, but that way I've really consolidated the Happy Easter. So we already used it in the reverse canvas as well, which that one I used this design. So I'm going to Control C, I'm just going to copy it and make sure that I have room on here, which I have plenty of room. So that's great. That's exactly what we want. So now we're going to go to send, and everything is set to cut, so that's great. Send, and we have heat transfer smooth. Use the default settings, that should work just fine. So now we're ready to cut it. Big things to remember: make sure it is mirrored, which it is here. And make sure that you have heat transfer smooth and the right settings, and it's set to cut. So now we are ready to cut this out. Okay, we are ready to cut out our HTV. So you have the black HTV. Make sure that you put it into your machine with the shiny side, or like the really black side, down. You want the more matte side up. And I don't like to cut with a cut mat if I can help it. So I'm just going to click Load Media. My design studio knows I'm not using a cut mat, so make sure yours does too. Make sure it's set to none. The other thing I'm going to do, so this is going to be the same clip for the banner tutorial and for the canvas, because I'm just going to cut out both of them at one time. Since you need the HTV on both of them, it's going to be easier for me to do it at one time without a mat than trying to do the pieces later. So that's just a suggestion. So then I'm going to make sure my blade is at 2 for heat transfer smooth, which it is. My design is mirrored, speed 8, force 4, pass 1, and it is ready to go. So I'm going to send this through, and then we will put the project together. Let's see if it's working. Oh, I forgot, with HTV, if you have the setting as HTV, it's going to ask you if you want to send mirrored or send as is. If you forgot to mirror, click send mirrored. If you did mirror, click send as is. Okay, so then it'll start cutting that, and we will sync up once it's done. Okay, so we are ready to weed this vinyl now. So you can tell from this side kind of where the letters are more. But it's going to be, you're going to have to weed from the back where it's kind of harder to see. So I like to start right up in a corner where I know there's no letter. And this stuff should weed pretty easy. And you just have to be careful. Just don't rip it. Don't tear anything. That one tried to peel up, so just go careful. But let's weed all of these, and then I'm going to cut them into the individual letters, and we'll be ready to press them. Okay, so as you can see, I have my heat press here. It's heating up. Over here is the temperature gauge to 300 degrees. And then we're going to press for 10 to 15 seconds. So I have it set to 12 seconds right now. And then it is a hot peel. So as soon as it's done, we'll pull it off and we will peel it. But right now you can see that I have all the letters laid out on the burlap. So it's ready to go. You can do 4 at a time. And one thing to keep in mind is there are little fluff, like burlap pieces on the banner pieces. So make sure you pull those off. Make sure there's not any underneath your letter. You just don't want any bumps or anything in it. You will want to have a carrier sheet. So I have like a Teflon sheet that came with my heat press that I'm going to very carefully put on here. I just don't want it to move my letters. So now my temperature is getting there. It's about 8 degrees away. As soon as this is ready, we're going to go ahead and press it for the 12 seconds, and then we will peel it. I'm just going to let you watch that whole process. It shouldn't take very much longer. Sometimes my heat press has a hard time getting the last final degrees. We're just going to go ahead and press it. Alright, so now it's counting down. It's going to beep when it's done. Alright, so now I want to see if that works. So I'm just going to take one off. Can you see this? Yeah, I think so. Okay. And we're going to try to peel it. And it is peeling up good. So that's perfect. I'm probably going to press one more time just to get it really adhered. But go ahead and do that with all your letters. Get your hot glue gun ready, and then we'll put our banner together. Okay, so now that you have all of your pieces pressed, so the HTV is adhered well on there, you need to lay out your banner the way that you want it. So I'm going to kind of clear a little bit of room. I've got my hot glue gun heating up here. So mine said Happy Easter. So E-A-R. Now's when you got to remember how to spell. So I'm laying out these because you want to get an idea of your spacing. Easter. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to bring them all downside room. And you're going to need your twine at this part too. So make sure you have that. So I'm just laying out my banner. Happy Easter. I may not have room where I'm at right now, but let's see if I can make it work. Alright, I'm going to slide this one down. So this will be the tricky part, and then you've got to do your twine. But I'm going to lay mine out first. Happy, and then I'm just going to have it like it's one word. Easter. Okay, so I'm going to make it so it's even, so some of these were spread out more than others. And then you're going to take your twine and try to find where it begins. Ah, there we go. So there should be tape just a little bit. And then you're going to untangle this. And you're going to try to lay it evenly over your banner. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to flip all of them over. I'm going to leave them in the design they are. And I'm just flipping to the right. I think that'll still work. Or is that going to be backwards? Hold on. You want to make sure that whatever you do, it's going to still be... What am I trying to say here? What does she suggest? Oh, so flip them up. Oh, okay, so that's what we're going to do. So flip it like this. So leave the spacing the same, but flip it up, and then you know when your banner is down, it'll be the right direction of your words. So I'm going to flip these up. Okay, so then once you're ready there, you're going to take your twine, and I'm just going to unravel most of it. And you're going to leave however much room at the end that you need. So I'm going to, where's an end? So I'm going to leave about, let's see, let's do about, I don't know, estimate. All right, so we've got this. And then make sure that it'll lay across all of it and that you've got plenty of room. So I'm going to give myself some extra room down here. And then I have plenty of room and I'll have twine left over. So then, now is when your hot glue gun comes in handy. Ah! And you need to glue. Okay, you'll want to do this at an area that you have plenty of room to really get your banner the width and everything that you want. Sorry, this is a live tutorial. Okay, so there we go, that's better. So then you're just going to do a dab of hot glue in each corner. And I'm just going to kind of let it sit. Okay, so you're going to do that in each corner. She does talk about how you can, well, you do see the hot glue strings. You can cover it with the burlap on top of those dots. I'm going to do it later because I'm not coordinated to do it all at once. So let's go ahead and quickly go through here. Oh, and I didn't do enough on the first one because now it's coming off. So make sure you do enough of a dab and make sure that it dries. So I'm burning my fingers currently. So go ahead and glue it, and then our banner will be all done. So I will show you what mine looks like when it's done. Okay, my banner is done. So in the best way that I can show you, here is what it looks like. So we have happy, and then Easter. So my biggest tip is on the back. When you're doing it, if I didn't do any hot glue on top, I would like touch it or it'd come off. So I started doing just a little tidbit underneath and a little bit on top to really help the twine stay in there. And then the next step would be to cut any of this little burlap and cover this so it has a little finished edge. But other than that, this is our burlap banner with HTV. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching these videos.